How you doing to pray?
All right, you are now live.
I'd like to call to order the Finance Committee meeting of July the 9th. Let's see, we're going to do the invocation and the pledge. OJ?
Bow our head. Dear Lord, bless this great country, bless this great state, bless this great parish. Also bless all the members here on this board, and also bless the Armed Forces Services that give us the freedom we have today. Thank you, Lord. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we got roll call. Mr. Robert, Mr. Turner,
Blaine Michael.
Mr. PT, and Mr. Mason are absent. There's no chair additions. Public comment period. Sign in with Cinnamon. All right, 5A. Approval of edit to the cooperative endeavor agreement. I got my new glasses. Between Ascension Parish government and Ascension Parish School Board. That was previously approved by the Parish Council in January 2024. I'm kind of nervous today. To coordinate resources to support early childhood education throughout the parish, specifically focusing on underserved families and children. The Ascension Parish School Board requested the following edit to be made. Section 1.8, delete the phrase prioritizing high-need areas throughout Ascension Parish due to the fact that the families who qualify for the early childhood education fund assistance choose which participating early learning center they would like their children to attend, making the deleted phrase irrelevant. The program focuses on assisting disadvantaged families and their geographical preferences.
Motion.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Joseph, second by Mr. Melanson. Approval of amendment number 1 to the agreement for autopsy transportation services with Dr. Christopher Trevino and Harry Smith Jr., KT Mortuary Transport Services, LLC, to add $25,000 to the contract amount to pay remaining invoices owed for a new not to exceed contract amount of $74,999.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Melanson, second by Mr. Joseph. Let's send that on. C, approval of addendum number 2 to the sublease agreement with Donaldsonville Developments, LLC, for part of the building located at 318 Mississippi Street, Donaldsonville, Louisiana, to extend the term for additional year throughout September 2025 and increase the monthly rent amount to $13,763.19 as per the original sublease terms.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Melanson, second by Mr. Joseph? Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Ricky, what building, if you don't mind, what building this is exactly?
This is the Lemon Building where our early childhood center is currently located.
Okay, I just want to make sure it wasn't the other building that we are on. Okay.
No, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you. That's all, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph. Let's see, approval of the renewal of the master services contract with Inmeon Enterprises LLC, Janney King of Baton Rouge for janitorial services at parish facilities for a term of 1 year, beginning August 18, 2024. Total contract amount not to exceed $1,594,093. Motion by Mr. Joseph. Second, Mr. Hillingsbeck. Got a question, Mr. Melanson?
So is this all the properties that we've added over the years? I know we've started here and we've really expanded. I didn't have time to go through every single property, but this is all the parish properties we own, and this is them.
Yes, sir. This
So-
is the last year that we're able to just simply renew this contract. I got asked the question earlier, when we did this original one, we did go out for quotes, but it is a service contract, so we were just using kind of best practice. We have been getting great service with minimal complaints, and this is our last year to just extend this contract.
So that was my next question. At 1.6 million, I mean, I know our janitorial staff has went down a lot, so obviously we're saving money on that end, but are we getting $1.6 million worth?
I mean, that's a hard question to quantify. What I can tell you is when we took office, there were 20 people on the custodial staff, and now we have 2. We're managing the contract, we're buying the supplies, we're addressing complaints and problems, but we're not dealing with any of the staffing issues that are current in this day and age, and our complaints are minimal. So is it costing us a little more money? It is, but the service we're getting is outstanding, so.
All right, I'm good. Thank you.
You good? All right, E, approval of corporate endeavor agreement between Ascension Parish government and Lifehouse. Lifehouse will provide general and skilled labor personnel to Ascension Parish government. Ascension Parish government will provide employment and pay the laborers provided by Lifehouse at the agreed upon rate, according to the rate sheet attached to the agreement. The cooperative endeavor agreement shall terminate on December 31st, 2024, with a total not to exceed amount of $149,000.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Melanson, second by Mr. Joseph. Send that on. Number F, approval of legal services contract with Butler Snow LLP to represent the parish in legal services in connection with the proposed creation of infrastructure development districts and economic development districts. Payment is on an hourly basis based on Louisiana Attorney General's maximum hourly fee schedule with a not to exceed amount of $70,000.
I'd like to, I'll make a motion, but I also have a question for you, Mr. Poche. I'm assuming we're gonna, this for the new IDD on the West Bank as well is encompassed?
Well, it's for the economic development districts as well as the creation. We had a subdivision, Belle Savon, that had
Yeah.
3 different iterations, 3 different filings. One was just accepted because it was before the IDD ordinance was passed. The second one went private, and the third one has an IDD on it. We wanted to tie that together, and there's a desire to create an infrastructure development district in Pelican Point as well as in Belle Maison. Now, we as staff can get the petition set up to a point and get the districts actually created, create the boundaries of the districts, but we need attorney help because it actually has to go through a vote. So it has to go
It has to go on a ballot, correct?
It has to go on a ballot, that's right, to correct it, and that's what we need Butler Snow's assistance with.
Okay. All right,
Okay,
thank you.
we got a motion? Okay. Let's send that on. All right, G, approval of ordinance declaring surplus and authorization of the sale and/or transfer of miscellaneous movable equipment.
Motion?
Motion by Mr. Melanson, second by Mr. Arsenault. Approval of amendment number 1 to the master services contract with Kyler Bode Innovative Aquatic Solutions to decrease the amount of the contract by $22,774 for a new not to exceed amount of $46,726 due to the completion of the pond cleaning of the Central Parish Government Complex.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Melanson, second by Mr. Arsenault. Send that on. I, approval of amendment number 1 to master contract for professional services with Pentel Contracting LLC for the water plant media change and paint community water enrichment fund. Let's see. 2021-CWEF-ASC-0001, PO number 2000644518. Project for additional work to repair a leak in existing filter floor. The total amount of this amendment is $1,431 for a new contract amount of $98,487 and no change in the contract term. Motion by Mr. Joseph, second by Mr. Melanson. Send that on. J, approval of amendment number 1 to the master services contract with Clean Earth of Alabama Incorporated for household hazardous material collections to increase the contract amount by $27,000 for a total not to exceed amount of $80,694.35.
Yeah.
Motion by Mr. Hillingsbeck,
Second.
second by Mr. Melanson. Send that on. Okay. Approval of change order number 5, R.J. Daigle and Sons Contractors Incorporated for the Ascension Parish Overlay Program Project H01470446 to reconcile final quantities for milling, patching, overlays, and associated activities, and to add 116 days to the contract. This change order will decrease the contract amount by $273,965.29 for a new total contract amount of $3,610,274.47.
Motion.
All right, motion by Ms. Melanson, second by Mr. Arsenault. Send it on, baby.
Mr. Helms, that's the change orders we like right there.
All right, go on to number M. Approval of change order number 4, Richard Price Contracting Company LLC for the Church Point Road and Roddy Road Roundabout Project in the Move Ascension Program, Project H006459, to add an additional catch basin adjacent to the apartment complex parking lot. This change order will increase the contract amount by $3,485.13 for a new total contract amount of $1,960,315.09.
So we skip that. I'll make a motion for M, but we did skip
No,
L, right?
He read part of it.
Yeah, can we do that thing? Can I make a motion for M and we can
Yeah.
go back to L?
And, yeah, we need a second.
Okay.
Okay. We got a we got a motion by Mr. Melanson, and a second by Mr. Hillingsbeck. And we go back to L?
L.
I'm all over the map. Approval of change order number 3, Richard Price Contracting Company LLC for the Church Point Roddy Road Roundabout Project and Move Ascension Forward Program, Project H006459, to remove unforeseen asphalt and base course. This change order will increase the contract amount by $4,600 for a new total contract amount of $1,956,829.96.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Melanson, second by Mr. Hillingsbeck. Moving on. Watch me now. N, approval of change order number 5, Richard Price Contracting Company LLC for the Church Point Roddy Road Roundabout Project and the Move Ascension Parish Program, Project 006459 to remove center island landscaping, provide for a concrete pump truck to place concrete in the center island of the roundabout and add 6 working days to the contract. The change order will decrease the contract by $10,342.64 for a new contract amount of $1,949,972.45. Motion by Mr. Melanson, second by Mr. Hillingsbeck. Okay, we go to O. Approval of contract between Ascension Parish Government and R.J. Daigle and Sons Contractors Incorporated, PR 929 Overlay, US 61 Parker Road, State Project Number H014642, in the amount of $1,139,685.32, and approval for the parish president to execute this contract. Louisiana Department of Transportation did advertise for, receive, and accept a bid for the contractor for work on the construction project.
I got a motion and also have a question for you, Mr. Helms.
Yes, sir.
How are you? On this project right here, are we gonna do anything with the width of the road? Are we gonna widen that up? I know kind of between, like the Borough Road and Airline, it gets a little narrow there.
Unfortunately, this is just a mill and replacement of what's already there, so it's going to stay the same width. I will note that there are 2 roundabout projects, one at PR 930 Daigle Road and one at Bro 929 and Causey, that will widen the road out a little bit in those areas. So we'll have some infrastructure in place to widen the road in the future.
Okay. Tenfold.
Okay, we got a motion by Mr. Melanson, second by Mr. Varnado. Move that on. Okay, contract report of all contracts agreements entered into the month of June 2024. Y'all need to know those, call Michael Mason. All right, finance report, monthly report of new positions added for the Central Parish Government classification plan in the month of June 2024. Ms. Kaysen?
Hey, good evening. How are you all? It's this mic. So this month, we just had one. It's the SCADA technician that's in the data analytics branch. It's a 114. It's currently open right now. It closes tomorrow. It is a brand-new title, so it's not one that's replacing any other type of position. It starts off at 46.8, and the top range is 54. Any questions? All righty.
Nope. B, financial update. You can go to the website and look at all that, or call Michael Mason, he'll tell you. Number 7, motion to adjourn. We're adjourned.